So myself, Rumi, I have 15 years of experience. I have 15 years of experience as Postgres database administrator and worked for, presently I am working for DXC Technologies. I have worked for multiple projects like automobiles, banking, finance and all. Mostly the challenges where I faced in automobile projects, like I have worked for BMW and Toyota, Volkswagen. I have worked for these 3 projects and I have handled around 7.5 TB databases also. And do you believe Postgres is being used by these big companies? BMW is open source, right? We are talking always like open source. And when it comes with security and data storage, handling the huge data, and BMW is like a plant, their plants for every 6 minutes they manufacture one car. So if something goes wrong, like with a database or something disaster happens, like they have huge amount of loss. Okay, so how do you feel now, like when you heard these big firms, big companies using Postgres as databases for them? So how do you feel? No, I just wanted answer from you. So you, few of them never heard about Postgres till now, but now you are, for the first time you are hearing Postgres, and it's already been used by ChatGPT, Uber, BMW, and BMW manages 7,000 plus databases. Around 5,000 applications are being used by BMW's applications are using 7,000 databases. Backend, yes, Postgres. Yeah, I am the one who managed 7,000 databases with very professional Postgres administrators. So always high availability, critical databases, more security, okay, and still they are using open source, not the enterprise version. So it is a challenging, right? So Postgres has a very good future, like it is having, now I am presently working in Toyota, and we have lot of migrations in last 6 months, and going forward also we have migrations from other databases from Oracle and MS SQL and MySQL. Because whenever Postgres is coming with new features, it is like showing its performance. This time it has come like a milestone, I can say. It has come, it is not just a performance upgrade, it has come up with a big package, I can say, with so lot of modernization to database, I can say. Finally, after many years, a modernization to database has come up with 18. So, introduce yourself.
Hi all, this is Ameen Abbas, and I am working with OpenDB Hub. I have around 17 years of experience in pure PostgreSQL, and we started using PostgreSQL in 2008. So in the previous session, you came to know what is Postgres actually, and how it much important in nowadays. As you know that there are a lot of big companies, big shots are using open source instead of going for the Oracle or MySQL or Microsoft SQL Server databases. So I know most of the audience here are from college students. The features which we are going to present is from PostgreSQL 18. So I would like to know from few things from you that how many of you know that what is the latest version of PostgreSQL? Everyone knows it, right? Okay, cool. So have you ever used any Postgres version before 18?
Yeah.
I'm asking students.
I'm glad to answer it.
Okay. So anyone? Postgres 16, 17, 15, 14? No one used? Okay. So then, comparing with old versions to Postgres 18 is not useful for you. But what we are presenting here is mostly comparison with what was not there in previous version in Postgres 8 before Postgres 18 and what's new in Postgres 18 now. So if you guys know about what's there, it was earlier and what's now, then it will make a difference. So there are these type of questions are already questioned by Hari, and there's a blunder question I'm asking: why you guys all came here? For what reason? For which purpose you all here? May I know? Okay. Any more answers? Why we came here?
Have you ever done, before coming here, you have done any R&D, what is Postgres? You have searched in ChatGPT or any, what is Postgres, what is open source, what is database? You might have learned, right? Before coming here, you just did not register and just came here, traveling from long places, right? You have some motto for coming here to understand something, and before this session and after this session, you might learn something about Postgres, right? So Postgres is like, if you have your own laptop, then just in 6 months, I can say, you just start working on Postgres. After 6 months, you will be a Postgres expert. Not expert, I can say, at least for your level. Whenever you are attending interviews after graduation, you have to attend interviews, right? There you can say like, this is the technology I already know, which is booming in the market, right? When somebody is taking the technology, which is niche technology, to the interviewer, they can say like, this person is enthusiastic to learn new technologies, right? So as you are before, so not so many graduates may know what is Postgres. They might have heard about MySQL and SQL, Oracle and all. But Postgres is leading in market, and he's been working for NIC for 15 years, and you know what NIC does? RTO, whatever you have, vehicles, license, all the data is been stored in Postgres database. You just assume we have this much population, everybody is having licenses, everybody is having vehicles. How much data? All over India's data he used to manage. Like in TVs, whenever you open e-challan websites, you open licensing applications and all, e-challan, Sardhi, all these are being handled by Postgres persons. And he is the one who is handling those for 15 years.
So,
Okay.
So, how many guys wanted to be, Postgres experts here? Very few. You don't want to be Postgres expert? No. Okay. Okay, let's start. So let's start the features which are exist came in 18, which were not earlier, and there is an enhancement for that. So I'm handing over to Rumi to start.
So here, whenever we are presenting till version 17, I always say new features of Postgres 17, new features of Postgres 16 or something. Now I just wanted to say it is powerful features of Postgres 18. Does it make sound great? Because it is powerful is been added. Something powerful is going to be done in Postgres 18. So all kudos to the community members who has contributed to get these powerful features. So here, before it was asynchronous mode of getting data from CPU. I mean, whenever we are IOs, we get data. It was synchronous. You might have know the difference between synchronous and asynchronous, right? Synchronous is one by one. Asynchronous is 1 by 1. 1 by 1 means 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds. 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds, 11 seconds, 12 seconds, 13 seconds, 14 seconds, 15 seconds, 16 seconds, 17 seconds, 18 seconds, 19 seconds, 20 seconds, 21 seconds, 22 seconds, 23 seconds, 24 seconds, 25 seconds, 26 seconds, 27 seconds, 28 seconds, 29 seconds, 30 seconds, 31 seconds, 32 seconds, 33 seconds, 34 seconds, 35 seconds, 36 seconds, 37 seconds, 38 seconds, 39 seconds, 40 seconds, 41 seconds, 42 seconds, 43 seconds, 44 seconds, 45 seconds, 46 seconds, 47 seconds Okay, data whenever we are like okay. Synchronous is like one by one read completes and then next read will go and then it will get completed and then it will wait for, it is before 18 Postgres waited for the IOs to complete, but in 18 we got a new feature that is asynchronous mode. It doesn't wait, Postgres will not wait for IOs to complete the reads. It will not wait for the read to return back and confirm, but it is asynchronous. It will hit parallelly with the powerful built-in feature with the Linux that is called IO ring. There is a IO ring. We have to configure that IO ring in configuration parameter. Then you can have 3x speed compared to before versions. Okay. And here the speed matters in whenever we are doing sequential scans and smooth vacuums. The sequential scan has improved 3 times better performance while doing this asynchronous mode. So we just need to upgrade our database and enjoy the speed of this perf.
Continue.
It is very blurry, right? So it is like we just have to change one parameter in configuration file, that is all. It is very blurry here, it is not able to see. That is IO ring, there is a default parameter with worker, we have to change it to IO ring, but only when we are working on Linux servers, when Postgres is installed on Linux servers, not on Windows. Okay. So I just wanted to ask one question. What is difference between the update and upgrade? It is like out of the syllabus question. I just wanted more interactive, so I just wanted to ask, what is the difference between update and upgrade? Whenever there is a new software on the mobile, you say like update the software, right? What is that?
Update might be good or bad, but upgrade is making the better version.
Upgrade means there is a existing some device or something and changes and modify them. And upgrade means like new version or new devices.
New version of? Yeah, or adding features. Okay. So I told like this is the feature, this is the parameter we need to make the change to get this asynchronous mode to be active. Before version 18, our reads are like this. First read A, then hit to disk and then confirmation, then after asynchronous. Parallelly reads will hit to the database and IOs we will get parallel. Here parallel workers will get into. It's like parallel reads, parallel outputs, parallel outputs. It will not wait for read to return back and confirm. Here, as already Vikas discussed about a smarter query planner, skip scans. You might have already know what is SQL query, right? DDL statements, DML statements, and DCL, whatever. So you might have done indexes also on that, right? You have worked on indexes, right? So how indexes works? Before in Postgres, if we have created three indexes on 3 columns, before Postgres 18, if we are not using all the 3 columns in the where condition, it wouldn't go for index scan. It would have scan sequentially if we are using only 2 columns rather than using 3. But in Postgres 18, we have come up with a new feature, like if we are not giving all the 3 columns in where condition also, if we are giving only 1 condition also, it is like going to B-tree index scan only, not the sequential scan. Got it? So some algorithm is improved to get that index to be fetched. Yeah. So this is all explained by Vikas already. So upgrades, I just asked you, right, what is the update and upgrade? So we already using for like Postgres 16 version, 14 version in our environments. This is like in last October we got a Postgres 18 with all these powerful features. So whenever we are handling critical databases, like you always have to talk to your application owners about upgrades for downtimes, right? We always need downtime. So we have to convince them for the downtime. So they will ask like we want 4 hours of downtime, 5 hours. They have always business criticality. They have to manage that 4 hours. So they will say like we don't have that 4 hours. So after Postgres 18, we have like in upgrade we have 3 steps. Like one is a pre-upgrade steps and one is upgrade, one is a post-upgrade steps. So previously, this time in Postgres 18, all the 3 got updated. All the 3 got enhanced. In pre-upgrade step also got enhanced, upgrades also enhanced, and post-upgrade steps also got enhanced. So here in checking like whether your upgrade is compatible to this version, whatever the data, whatever the version previously you are having, that all the checks, it will check in post-upgrade steps. Okay, if you give upgrade some checks hyphen jobs, it will not, before it used to check one by one. Now there is an option called hyphen jobs with 4 whatever you want to give. In that it will check parallelly. Okay, it will not check like sequentially, it will check parallelly, okay, whether it is compatible or not. Before it used to, I mean, for example, if before it was taking 1 minute, now it is taking like less than 30 seconds. There also you are saving some time. When you are handling critical database, 30 seconds is also very crucial for them. So, and upgrade. So, upgrade also has like, we have 3 options before. Copy and link and
Swap.
No, the swap is new one. So we got the enhancement feature of the copy, which is called swap. Swap is nothing but when you are copying, like for example, you see like a 10 TB database you have in older version, you have to copy that to newer version. So it may obviously take the time, right? Now what it is doing is like it is moving with the swap option. It is not copying, it is just moving that older directory to the newer version, which takes very less time. And previously after post upgrade, you have to do analyze. What it means is analyze is nothing but you have to update the statistics of all the catalog tables. So which will take, you have to run vacuum analyze to update all the statistics of the table. If you don't run, that will take hours of time to complete the maintenance activity. To complete that vacuum analyze, to update all the statistics in catalog table, it will take time. So that has been enhanced. It is preserving from the older version. All the catalog tables, what are the statistics, all the statistics are being preserved and it is applied when your upgrade is completed. No need to do vacuum again to update the statistics. Now you can start your database directly and then work with new features of Postgres 18. That is a major for critical databases while convincing the applications and where we have less downtime. So it is very easy. This is very powerful feature I can say in Postgres 18.
Questions?
Any questions till now?
When I was upgrade my version, or actually we shift the data in next version, so we can face some problem
Means from lower version to higher version you just wanted to upgrade. What problems you face? You just wanted to ask that question, right? So problems, it is depends what problem?
actually any loss in data.
Loss.
No, there won't be any. There won't be any data loss, but you will get to know when you have attended some trainings. So we are going to conduct the trainings also on Postgres. So that will be announced next and the next time. So you will get to know. So what the problems you will face and how do we solve those problems. Okay. So for that, there are pre-checks are there. So you won't get problems while actually upgrading. So if any problems are there, it will be get notified to you before upgrading only. Clear?
So whenever we are looking at an upgrade, it itself is a pretty huge project, I would say, depending on how much of downtime you can afford, how much of data that is going to be lifted and shifted between your old version to the new version. There is a lot of planning that goes through, right? And then if your application is a fairly BP and busy online services kind of an application, you will have how much of data that is coming in to my system while I have that window of an hour or an hour, hour and a half or 2 hours or 5 minutes. Depending on that, there are multiple upgrade strategies that are there in place, and you would choose what upgrade strategy you would have to look at. Right? If I want a zero downtime upgrade, you would look at it from a logical replication. There are quite a few things that you have to learn. But to your question, there will be zero data loss for sure, and you would look at, hey, this query was working fine on my PG17. If you had seen Vikas's session, right? So he was trying to compare the application queries that are coming to the database. How is it behaving on PG14? How is it behaving on 15, 16, 17, 18? How would the comparison, right? Do you have an apples to apples comparison between version? Then that is how you would look at it, right? So you are on 15, your SQL query is coming up with an XYZ explain plan. Do we have the same explain plan on PG18 or not, right? That's a good testing plan that you could have between whenever you are upgrading. So again, it's a whole together a different project. Now it shapes up to be, but these are some of the nuances that you would keep in mind.
Okay. Any other questions on till now? Okay. These are the virtually generated columns. These will be come into picture. So when you have multiple columns in a table, and you want to add some of those columns, and you want to represent that values in your query. So in that case, it will be get useful for you. For example, let's say I'm having a one table called any products table which has their rate list, so price list. So if we want to check what is the percentage we are giving, and there are multiple columns. One column will represent you the price list of the product, and second column, for example, let's say it will give you the percentage discount what the Amazon or any Flipkart, let's assume that. And if you want to calculate what is the output of after the giving the discount, which is not present in the table, so in that case this virtual columns will be get used. Okay, so you can on the fly you can calculate the values, and you can show in the SQL output.
It will not store in the
So earlier before virtually generated columns, there were stored columns were there which were used to store the data into the disk. But after coming virtual columns, the data won't be stored in the disk and it will be on the fly. Is it clear? Okay. So these are the examples. So how the table has created and what are the values and how we calculating that particular columns in the virtual play. For example, if you see this. This is JSONB column data type and see extract username from JSON on the fly. So username is 1000 has generated always as settings, which is username. So virtual. So these are the we are inserting data into these columns, and the virtual column. This is the virtual column. The settings JSONB username is going to the virtual column, which is not present in your actual columns. And you know what is old value and new value in the table? Anyone knows? What is old and what is new? Anyone?
When we are updating.
Exactly, very good. So when we are updating any data in a table, the old data will be what happened? It will be replaced with the new one, correct? So before Postgres 18, if you want to see what was the old data it was updated, you need to write triggers on it. So if you want to see what was the old data, you have to write a trigger, and using the trigger, that particular value can be stored somewhere and it will be shown to you. So that was the old value, and the new value will already be shown. But whereas in Postgres 18, they have introduced that without writing triggers, you can actually see the old values. So this is the feature they given without writing any triggers. So there is no overburden on the table. Clear? So these are the examples. So how the old value can seen. So they see the output, the product ID, and the previous quantity and the current quantity and the change. So explain enhancement has already been explained in the earlier session by Vishal, and these are the same things. The explain plan is more verbosity. It has more verbosity and more clear to understand the things. And it's already covered, and one more thing which is need to be covered is the IO thing. So PG18 gives actual IO okay, by the way, what is IO? May I know? Input output. So the operation cost, so what is the actual operation cost the query is taking, right? So in PG18 you can, if you see that explain plan which is already explained in the earlier session. So in the before, the upper queries tell you that before 18, and the below queries show you the example of in the 18. So the same query with the same condition, and if you see there are only buffer, shade height, and read and execution time is given. But whereas in the 18, if you see this, we got read time, write time, and prefetch. So using this these stats we can get to know. So how, what's the problem behind the query, why it is taking so long time. So earlier days it is very tough to find out, we needed some other tools to get it there. Now it's inbuilt tool.
It is like you can know from where the data is coming, like from CPU cache it is coming, or from the disk it is coming. So you will understand. So you know select queries, right? When you are doing some selects for 1 lakh records, so there will be some lag, right? There is some delay. So as an application, I will ask you a question, why my query is taking so much time? When I am logging into some application, I'll see like data is fetching, data is being, the circle is rotating. I'll get frustrated as a user, as an end user. I'll get frustrated. I'll inform to customer care, right? It is not working. It is taking too much time. I want it immediately. So as an application, you will have a question on database. As a database person, we have to make sure where is the problem. Okay, how query is performing, whether it is going, that is called explain plan. So we are checking the what we say, like we are doing deep dive of that query, okay, postmortem we can say. So where the query is being hit, whether it is going parser, how it is going, what is the time it is taking, disk hit ratio, and how many columns it is being retrieved, what is the cost. So all this being shown in explain. So we can tune the query according to this, whether it is properly fetching as expected, whether it is not doing properly as we are expecting query to behave. So all this will be shown in explain plan. So that is what we call cost. Vikas is saying, right, cost, row fetch and reads. If you can see here in new feature, we got read time. It is showing the read time, how much time it is taking to read the data from the disk, and write time, how much time it is taking to write the data to the disk, and fetch asynchronous, how much time it is taking to get the data from synchronous, whether we are getting data from the cache or we are getting the data from the disk. So these all will be known from your explain plan. So we can easily tune our query, whether it is going to sequential, B-tree scan, what scan it is taking, all those will be seen here in explain. And as a database administrator, when somebody has given some data, so what is your role? Like what you feel like your data should be always secure. So when I talk about financial sectors, banking sectors and automobile plants, when we are handling all this customer data, so we always ensure our data is more secure. Otherwise some disaster, some anything goes wrong, and we are responsible as a database administrator, because data is our responsibility. So we have to make sure our data is encrypted. So here in Postgres 18 we got a new feature like OAuth 2.0. So what does it mean is like whenever there is some authentication, authorization will happen, right? Nobody can, I mean everybody can log into my database and everybody can access the data. Is that my data is secure? No, right? I just wanted to make sure who all is entering to database, whether their data is being encrypted and whether it is stored in some configuration files or not. I have to make sure as a database administrator. In that scenario, here we are using some tokens like some access tokens which are from Google, GitHub, Azure. We can use our own centralized token also to store the authorization, authentication details of the user, as we call as a secrets. Okay, instead of, it is like passwordless, but there will be your secret token will be saved somewhere in central repository.
Okay, the replication thing. So when replication needs, can anyone answer me? Why replication is important in databases? Why replication is needed?
What is replication?
If any data is lost, replication
That can be a backup. What is replication?
What is replica? Tell me what is meaning of replica?
Copy, exactly. Right. So replication is, as she said, is a copy of your current database, whatever you're using. If you want to set a copy somewhere else, not in the same server, right? You will save the data in some other server. For example, if you have your own laptop, if you want to save your data, you will store the data in your other laptop or external hard disk, right? In the same way, the database we set in the various production environments, we save the data in other servers so that the data will be secured. If something has happened, then we have this other copy to be used. So there are multiple ways of replication in PostgreSQL. So this is the logical replication, which have some enhancements. So when compared to the earlier logical replication, this logical replication has some parallel streaming replicas happening. So for example, earlier it's only single job used to be replicate the data. So whatever has been committed in our master, that will be automatically be replicated to your replication server. So in the logical replication, there are a lot of improvements happened. So those are mainly this. We have a parallel streaming. So for example, you can set how many parallel jobs need to be replicated from the source to the target database. And the last one is a maintenance update. So the PostgreSQL has the checksums by default in the new clusters. So it improves the vacuum strategy by proactively freezing pages and adds detailed statistics about vacuum and analyze operations. So these are all the checksums which will improves the vacuum capability of your database. So when vacuum need, anyone answer? Why vacuum needs? What is vacuum? I can't hear. Sorry?
Vikas explained one example, vacuum cleaner. What vacuum cleaner does?
So yeah, so the table has, if you
cleans the dirt, right?
Cleans the dirty.
Now everybody know about vacuuming.
Yeah. So it just speed up your vacuum using this checksums capability. So this is a summary of list of the things which we discussed till now. So this is the end of the session. If you have any questions, we can raise.